Hey guys, Sarah here from Cyclone Designs. It's been a hot minute. Um, so I've moved across country. I'm now in Western Australia with my husband. So he's at work at the moment, but yes, I've been here now for nearly 4 months. And yeah, it's a big change. So I have my own shed, which I'm not going to show you right now because it is a mess. So I've just gotten back into starting to do some stuff. So I've picked up some new molds. What I've got here today is a 3-tier cake mold. I'm just playing around with a resin I had left over. I'm not going to say which one because I'm not particularly a fan of it, but this one's just an experiment to see how it goes. I'm going to do a technique I love watching from Petra. I'm no good with her surname, so please forgive me, Petra. I will tag her in it. Her geode coasters and things like that are awesome. I like her techniques. So this is going to be a bit of a puddle pour. These, unlike her freeform tiered cake trays, these ones have actually got the little holes in the middle, so I'll obviously go just around those a little bit. I have no idea if I have enough resin to get started, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to do, this is a bit of a pink and purple one. So I have some paper mill purple, Reflex violet actually it's called. Whoop. Bit out of practice with this, eh? The pink, well, magenta is an interference kind of one. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it in there. So it's got sort of the blue interference-y kind of thing. It's very translucent, so I'm not sure how this is going to work. I've got my Colour Obsession white paste, the Snow White, and I'm also using, now I've mixed this one up. It started out being a metallic magenta, whether I'll actually use this or not, but I put a little bit of the white pigment paste because it was too transparent and I thought I'm going to have too many transparent colours, so we might add a little bit of that in. I've also added some of the fuchsia paper mill alcohol ink, and then I've got the paper mill diamond just for some shimmer to see how it goes. So that's, yeah, super transparent, so I just want it so that it's got that shimmery color. Now this is a really thin resin, so I'm gonna I don't know whether I should be waiting or not, but the couple of times I've sort of waited with this resin, things have gone a bit haywire. Now these are a great little hack or cheapy way, you know, I'm in Australia. So these are just from Kmart. They're little egg poaching, silicone egg poaching things. I don't know what else to call them. So I'm just going to pour this around the edge. I am atrocious at getting these thin layers around the edge like Petra does. I don't know how she does it. Ooh, there we go. I've actually got these sitting on some tiles to level it. I've got a shocking, I haven't sorted out benches or anything like that in here yet, so I'm just on a, you know, one of those fold out blow mold tables, and it's terribly wonky. Oh, this I'm making a right mess of. Hang on. Alright, let's start that again. So you can pinch these, which is good, but it is running down the sides because I'm not pouring it properly. So I'm going to start with going around the outside like Petra does with the darkest of the colours. As I said, I have no idea. I made up basically 600 mils. And these are going to all be terribly different because I'm getting this purple everywhere. As I said, I'm way out of practice. Alright, so that's that one. Alright, so now I'm going to go from the middle out. I didn't want to waste your time watching me mix everything up. So, just going to pour this almost over the should probably have started with the biggest one, eh? As I said, I am no good at pouring this. Try and get this a little bit more even. Yeah, so as I said, I've got them on tiles. I've been able to level everything under the tiles. So I might try some of this pink. This is purely an experiment just to see what kind of effects, and because it's the first time I've used this mould. Interesting. Now, as I said, there is a little bit of alcohol ink in this colour, so I might be getting, looks like I'm getting some cells in there. I'm actually going to put some of the purple. Okay, so the trick to these things is don't fill them up so much like I did, because now I'm able to pour it a little bit easier. I'm sorry if there's a reflection. I've actually got, there's like skylights in this shed, which I claimed before my husband. Luckily my husband's not home half the time. You know, as I've said before, he's FIFO. So, whoop, I got to claim the shed. Okay, a bit of the white. Now the diamond I'm going to save for sort of the middle. So we'll go with the... So I hope everyone's doing great. As I said, I've moved to WA, Western Australia, for those overseas. So I've literally gone from Victoria, which anyone who's over here, Victoria is our country's devil right now, because they'd had a bit of an outbreak. So that was almost a disaster for me, because I almost didn't get let over here. So we have to apply and things like that. So luckily I got in by, now this will be a term for those who haven't heard, by the skin of a bee's dick. Sorry. But yeah, I'm here. That's all that matters. Tell you what, it was some getting used to living with the husband again after 6 months. Go with a bit more of the white. Now, sorry, I know I'm blocking the view. As I said, I'm way out of practice with doing these. Let's go this way, then you might actually see what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm all out of the pink, the magenta pink, so I think I'm gonna not use too much more of the pale pink, although I might have to in this bigger one because it's sort of not going out that side. The little one I think is just about full. As I said, I made up 600 ml, so I have no idea whether that's actually enough. I figure I can always add a clear layer later if need be. And I might actually do the clear, if I have to do a clear layer and this turns out nice, I might not bother. Then I might actually do it with my stone coat. That way it is that food safe. I'm not going to get into that debate as to food safe or not. One thing I never see anyone mention, you want to make something food safe, the easiest way to do it, cover it with a clear plastic wrap before you put your food on it. You know, just here in Australia we call it Glad wrap, cling wrap, whatever. I know in the States you guys call it saran wrap, if I'm right. But yeah, if you cover it in that, then it's going to actually stop anything from getting on it anyway. So just a thought I had that might work. You know, especially, you know, if you've got to put your, I guess, disclaimers, whatever you want to call it, for people. Just say, look, if you're going to use the whole thing for food, just put a little bit of saran wrap over it or Glad wrap, and that will actually protect anything from direct contact anyhow. Now, still got a little bit of white here. As I said, this is just an experiment. All right, so now we're going to go with my diamond. I want to use up all my diamond. Because I'm assuming everything will protrude back on it. And then hopefully we'll get a nice glittery effect from the diamond. I often add the diamond to other things to give it a bit of a shimmer. Oh, what have I got in there? Come on. Hope I got that out. Not sure what it was. All right. Well, we shall see what it does. And yeah, come back later and I'll show you what it looks like in an hour or two. Hopefully it turns out nice. Because if it does, as I said, I'll put a stone coat cover over it, and then that way it's heat resistant and things like that. Not that I would think you'd be putting a heat, anything hot on top of these because you're stacked. So yeah, we'll see come back later and see what they look like. Hey guys, back again. So it would seem we've set or cured, whatever you want to call it. So here goes with the unveil. I'm so happy with the colour and the patterns of these. So yeah, I put a clear coat on it yesterday. Let's see how they come out. Now, I always get worried about these middle bits. Now I'm going to have to drill that, but that's okay. The upside is the hole's already started, so that should make it nice and easy. Alright, that's the little one done. Here's the medium, or the middle, whatever you want to call it. I think I'm really glad that we did the second layer because it made them a lot thicker, so they'll be a lot more sturdy. I think the full depth of the mould will be a lot better. A few little bits I'm going to have to... Alright, let's see how we go with this one. This one's got a few more jaggedy edges, so it's kind of sticking. I'm going to have to re-drill these, see it's gone over, but that's okay. As I said, I'm not going to flip it over just yet, but the upside is, yeah, holes are already started, so it should just be that simple one. Now this one didn't, the big one didn't get as much of the patterning as the other, but I think it's still super pretty. And I did, one of the colours is an interference, and that's like sparkling and glimmering all around the edges. There's a few beautiful little lines that I'm not sure if you can actually see. Sorry for the glare. My she shed has laser light bits through, and I didn't think about that when I just moved my table yesterday. I thought, oh, I'll get away from the actual window, which was letting in the sunlight and getting quite warm. We're going to be about 27 degrees here today, so it's meant to be a beautiful day. I've got to work this afternoon, so I'll get to enjoy it, sort of. If it's still warm enough when I get home, I may just jump in the pool. Who would have thought I'd be saying that, coming from Victoria? Alright. But we are in for a storm later. Sorry about the glare again. This one's a little bit harder. Almost need 3 sets of hands. There we go. Alrighty. Whoop. Just pop that out of the way. Alright, so... hoping you can kind of see that interference there. Let's see if you can see these beautiful little lines around here. And it's gone all the way around the edge there. I love it. Alright, let's flip it and see. Oh, even that side's kind of interesting. Not sure what happened there with that little C. Might have been... oh, actually, I think I know what it was. It was off the paint tube that I used. Alright, let's see if I can still pick these bits off. Yep, I can. Beautiful. This is the middle one. Oh, again, kind of pretty both sides. So you could actually, I think, use either side. Tell me what you think, whether you like the top side or the bottom side. I think both are kind of pretty. Let's see what the big one did. Oh, again, interesting. I'm loving that interference. It's very sparkly and glittery. Alright guys, I'll come back in a few days once it's, you know, cured a little bit more. and drill those holes and put it together, and we'll also, you know, not sure yet whether I go with silver or a gold edge. Have a think about that and see what we come up with. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Guys, all right, so the next day, everything's set way better today. Now, as I said when I demolded, we've got a bit of coverage over the hole. So on the back side, the hole's perfect. So all I'm going to do, I've just set it between two tiles, which is usually what I use to level things off. I've got a drill bit that sits just inside, and I want to do this super slow, so because I only want it just there we go. Now, has it popped out enough? Perfect. See, now we've popped out and now the holes come through. Alright, so I'm going to do that on the other two. I just thought I'd actually show you this because I haven't seen anyone actually show how to do this. So just super slow. If you were doing the whole completely, I would always suggest taping it. I've worked with perspex when I was a kid. My dad owned a company that did a lot of perspex work, the old-fashioned 80s bubble windows and things like that, so I learnt to work with it at a very young age. And yeah, so I mean, realistically, resin at the end process is very much like perspex or plexiglass, I think you guys in the States call it, and that type of thing. So always tape, you know, I usually do 2 layers as a cross so that you sort of know where your center point is, and then super slow till you just get started. Just like I'm doing here until it goes all the way through. Don't prop it up on something too much. That's why I've done it on just these tiles. So I'm only about maybe a centimetre off the table, because I only, I don't want it to go right through and end up banging something, or you're more likely, the higher it is, and same as the more separated these are, the more likely it is to bend and possibly crack. So yeah, you don't want that. Bear with me, guys. So this is just the last one. This is only on the side that we had to break through to. Okay, so this was the top side, so to speak, but as you can see, it's now a much better finish, and it just takes away any of the residual and takes that little edge off. Alright, so now, what's that line? Something scratched it. Alright, now I'm not sure how this will work. Yep, so I've just hit that with a tiny bit of heat and the white's kind of gone. The torch is just about out of thing. So yeah, that's just a way to clean those up. Now I just found my gold pen as well, so I'm using the Deco Color Premium Gold. Now this is an oil-based opaque metallic marker. Now I have noticed on another piece I did a while ago that I've just been using in my kitchen that it has come off a little bit, so I'm not sure why, but I'm just going to quickly show you, I think on this smallest piece, how I do it, and I'm already getting it everywhere. So just simply run it around the edge. I like this because it's about the same width, the chisel tip, as most of these sort of pieces. Oop. Sorry, still getting used to being in camera again. So I won't go all the way around, but that just shows you. And now I like to do just that lip over the top, and I've basically only just sit it over the edge. Once you've done it kind of a couple of times on different things, you'll end up with a little notch in your marker, which makes it super easy to then get that mark over. Now I'm actually going to find a varnish so that I can set the gold, but there you go. That's how it's finished. I'm going to finish all these off, and I've got some hardware as well from, I bought this mould and the hardware from a lovely lady who's actually not that far from me, Naomi at Be Glittered. I'll link the Facebook page and website down below. Naomi's great. She's got some stuff that I haven't seen, others have. Pricing's great. And as I said, she's actually somewhat local to me. She's about half an hour away. Keep telling her she's a super bad influence because she keeps getting all this cool new stuff in. Later on, I'm going to do a Ouija board that I got from her as well. So check her out, guys, especially you guys in Australia. I'm not sure if she sends overseas. I can't see why not. I don't hold it against her. She's a pom herself. But as I said, she's a super bad influence on me because I've been spending lots with her since I've discovered that she's not too far away. I go visit her to pick up my orders when I go to pick up my husband, and then have to explain what the box is in the back of the car from the airport in Perth. So alright guys, I'm going to finish these off and I'll come back and show you the completed product. Thanks. Okay, let's see. So what I've actually done is I've actually done the little lip edge on both sides. These came out really pretty that I thought, you know what, somebody might like it on the other side. And the advantage of this is it's something you can take apart, so you could use either side. So let's see how we go putting this together. Now with the mold for the bottom piece, there's actually like a the hole's slightly different so that the screw sits all the way in. All right, so it doesn't protrude out the bottom. Now I have not done this before yet, so let me just make sure I'm in shot to do this. All right, so I assume we put that on there. All right, I'm going to hold it underneath. All right, I'm not going to do it up too tight or anything at this point. I might trim these little pads down because that feels like I can see it. I don't want to see it. That's just me personally. So let's go with the next one, that way. To remember which way's up, which is not the easiest thing to do sometimes, especially of late. And this is just to show you the overall finished product. It's good though that it comes with these little paddy bits on either side. I'm not sure where this other washer is meant to go, but oh well. It does seem to be a few extra little paddy bits in this kit. As I said, I got the hardware as well as the... Did I just do that up the wrong way? I think I did. No, that's the bottom. That's the top. Yeah, so sorry. The mould and the hardware I got from Be Glittered, which is in Byford in Western Australia, which is only about 20 minutes from where I am. Now this is all, seems quite loose because it still rotates. But as I said, I'm not going to do it up real tight because this is just purely for demonstration. Now I'm going to take you off my little stand. You Scott, I lost you as I took you off the stand. Alright, so let's come down. Excuse the mess, but there you go. You can see the finished product. I'll just turn it around so you can see the whole key kind of thing. I'm super pleased with it. I'll take a better shot with a black background or something. I'm not very good at this. Oh, there we go. That's a little bit better. I really got to get a proper camera set up. But I am super, super pleased. As I said, Be Glittered molds. They've got glitters. They've got now some cool micas, which I'm going to have a play with shortly. And yeah, heaps of stuff. Really great prices. Great postage within Australia. As I said, I'm not sure about international, but I'm sure if she can, she will. She's really, really accommodating. Naomi, big shout out. Thank you. And I will upload this to your page as well, just so that people can see a finished product. There's the Ouija board I'm going to play with in a minute. And I'll do another video. All right, guys, super stoked with this one. Almost disappointed I didn't actually use a, like, well, it doesn't need a heat resistant, because look, personally, I don't think you're going to put something hot on this type of delicate thing. This is for your cupcakes and your petit fours, your little bits and bobs, maybe sandwiches. Now, the debate on food safe. Super simple, right? I've done a clear coat over it. This is not necessarily a food safe resin. I personally, all I do is when I put it together, put a piece of saran wrap, glad wrap, we call it here in Australia, cling wrap, whatever you want to call it. Something clear. You don't lose your pattern. People can still see what it is. It's protected. If you're in cupcakes, the cupcake pan protects it. If you've got sandwiches, you can use cupcake pans. Just unfold them, like, you know, or just cut them to size, whatever, just put something under it. You could put a doily on it. I've seen a few people suggest that, but then you're seeing the doily, not your pretty patterns. So anyway, that's my thing on it. There are ways around it. I see lots of really, really negative and sometimes really attacking debates on this, so which is super disappointing. We should be helping each other try and figure these things out, and I think it's not that difficult to do so. So anyway, if you like what I've done, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment below. Super happy to hear, you know, some positive feedback, preferably constructive criticism, no probs, but nasties, you know what, keep to yourself. Anyway, I haven't said it in a while, but make somebody smile today, and hope everyone's keeping safe and well. Thanks, guys. See you soon. Bye.